What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? What is good? What is good? We have a day. We have a day today. Jonathan Taylor did not practice. Malik Neighbors did not practice. Full participant for AJ Brown. It looks like Devontae Smith will also be back. So good things, good things. Some good things. Then we also have, I guess you could say, a few little bad things that we got to kind of look out for. Some injuries. Rookie fever is definitely taking place. From the looks of it, from the sounds of it, it looks like we are getting Spencer Rattler. That report has came through. Drake May is going to be getting a start. So that's quite interesting. Good news for the rookie quarterback class all around for all of those guys. Caleb Williams starting to get a little hot. JD5 continuing his tear. Yeah, Daniel, what is good? What is good? Cheers to me. Cheers to you. All the Rumboyz and girls. What it do? Dilly dilly. Aiden, what's good? What's good, Aiden? Freak like Odie, Stephon Diddy Diggs. Yo, that Stephon Diggs report, I'm not completely sure if I 100% believe that. I'm not sure if I'm fully bought into that. It just seemed weird. That whole report, I don't know. I don't know. Did Diggs do it? It's a little tough to say. Fuck Yahoo for not ruling Tay out. Fuck the Raiders. That's an interesting situation because he's definitely not gonna be playing. Still, you know, dealing with the hamstring impairment. You know, the injury that's kind of holding him back. It's sounding like, from what I heard today, from, you know, Belichick and, you know, some of the other minds across the industry. Make sure you guys hit that like button if you have not already. Seriously, hit the like button. All right, let's influence the algorithm. Let's pump these numbers up. It sounded like that no team is wanting to give up a second plus assume the contract for next year. So I don't think there's a chance that Adams is getting moved this year. I'm not buying into the Adams getting moved this year scenario just right away. Does it happen eventually? Does it happen soon? No one's mortgaging their future to grab Davante Adams this year. Raiders just paying Adams to sit and watch. It sounds like, from what Antonio Pierce said earlier today, if he's healthy, they're suiting him up and they're putting him out there. So as soon as this whole hamstring thing is worked out and figured out, we'll see. I would give it maybe another week on Davante Adams. I'm not running out there and trading for Davante Adams. I'm seeing a lot of Davante Adams be included in fantasy football trade talks. I'm not comfortable enough with the situation. I don't know enough information as a NFL analyst to justify where Davante Adams is going to end up next. I don't trust, should he not go to a new team, which is what it's starting to look like. I don't trust Aiden O'Connell. So it's a really weird situation. I trust a Spencer Rattler to Chris Olave connection more, with Rattler saying, Olave is amazing. If I see him, fuck it, he's down there somewhere. I'm going to try and get him the ball. Whereas I don't feel that way about Davante Adams. Even if he was healthy and they suit him up and they put him out there, Are you really going to force feed him in the manner that makes Devontae Adams sustainable for fantasy football? Are the passes going to be accurate and on the mark enough to make him sustainable for fantasy football? I'm shying away from the situation as a whole. Just a bunch of crying wolves, no action taken. He's stuck another year of ho-ass QBs and coaches. The Raiders situation is a very, very bad situation. Luckily enough, the Raiders are playing a Pittsburgh team to where I could see Pittsburgh playing down to their competition and the defense for the Raiders being well enough to maybe win this by 1 to 3 points. I could see this actually being a decently enough close game because of the defenses for each side. All right. Oh, it's definitely a fucking trap. It's definitely a trap game because either one of these teams between Pittsburgh or Vegas could easily go out there and shit the bed. Aiden O'Connell could easily go out there and suddenly look decent. And that could be the only game this year that we see him look good in. We could see Aiden O'Connell go out there and look like complete dog shit because TJ Watt is on a freaking tear. And we can see Aiden O'Connell probably facing up to the sky on his back for at least 3 times out of that game. Justin Fields has the rushing ability, the ability to extend plays with his legs. But they're also limiting the snaps for George Pickens because of George Pickens' attitude issues. So how that game is going to work out and how that game is going to look, Tay was very good with Aiden O'Connell. I can admit that. I can admit that. But it feels like so much of a trap with everything that's going on. Tay wasn't dealing with the whole, like, I want to be traded. I'm not happy here. Antonio Pierce, we're not seeing on the same eye to eye. Those internal issues weren't happening last year. They were developing. But this year, I feel like things are coming to a head. Dude's trying to play to stay in the league. Fuck it. Tay out there. Tay is out there as his go-to. I mean, if Tay is lining up, obviously it's not going to be a thing this week. If Tay is lining up, then it is what it is. Did someone just drop a player? Hold on. Oh, okay. No, someone just added Caleb Williams. Damn. I was thinking about that, but I have quarterback limits. I got quarterback limits, so can't really, be dropping or adding anyone with the quarterbacks I got in Jordan Love and Sam Darnold. I gotta play those guys. I gotta keep those guys. I want to pick up Rattler so that my opponent can't. That's the only reason why I want Rattler or May. And that's the way that I'm approaching those two, especially in 2 quarterback formats, super flex formats, etc. I don't want you to have a quarterback. That's a big key to your success in those type of formats. So those are, in those type of formats, I'm really trying to play keep away if I can. I'm not going to go out there and sacrifice dropping a player, that I don't need to if I don't need to. You know what I mean? So that's the way I'm approaching the whole May and Rattler situation. That's mainly my approach in 2 QB, single QB. They can fucking stay out there for all I care. I managed to grab Rattler in 1 spot only, I think in SFB. Nice. What up, Matt? What's good? I think I need to scoop Dowdle. What are our other options before subscribe to going Rico Dowdle? Can I help you with who to drop? That's what I'm here for. That's what you got the premium for. I got you. I got you, bro. Traded Christian Kirk and Alec Pierce for Darnold and Leggett in 14-man. Don't have to play Trevor anymore. I am happy that that happened for you, and I'm loving the pieces that you had moved in order to acquire Darnold. Okay, Leggett is going to be Leggett at this point. We haven't seen the big pop out and show, from Xavier Leggett. That does not mean that it's not coming. Carolina is just Carolina, and that's the whole thing with Leggett, and that passing game is that passing game right now. Would I pick up Bucky or Chubb instead of Dowdle? The problem with picking up Chubb is you're needing to have. You're only grabbing Chubb if you can wait until he's fully healthy, which probably is another week. Okay. If Chubb is out there, Chubb is the only chance that the Browns have at winning games because they can't do it with the arm or the legs of Watson. If you're needing someone for this week, then it has to be Bucky, unfortunately, because you can't grab Chubb. He's not playing this week. Can I drop a Doomsday for Chubb? What are your other options? I have Brooks too, but they are giving no update on him. I am willing to let let Jonathan Brooks out into the ethos because of the way that Chuba Hubbard is playing right now and how successful he's being in the offense. I don't know if I'm Carolina, if I'm like, okay, well now we insert Jonathan Brooks. I feel like that they're kind of holding off on that still. So yeah. Jaylen Warren called doubtful yesterday. Then he logged a limited today. I dropped Jaylen Warren. I have dropped Jaylen Warren in favor for Kareem Hunt. I would. Yeah. Yes, I do feel like you have to keep Zach Charbonnet because should anything happen to Kenneth Walker, then one, you already have, you can easily insert Charbonnet. We know what we're going to get out of Charbonnet. Even if you don't have Walker, I don't want the person that has Walker to automatically be able to have Charbonnet because I would rather them be panicking around. This is coming from experience of what I went through this year when Walker was out. Luckily I was able to acquire Charbonnet and be able to go out there and play him, but I was panicking. Of like there's because I didn't have an easy option that I could just slide in. Charbonnet is going to produce if Walker is out. So if Walker is out and I have Charbonnet, I now have the advantage of being able to trade Charbonnet to the Walker manager. I have the ability to start Charbonnet if any of my players aren't doing well, which is what I did in that scenario. I have a lot more leeway and a lot more power and leverage with that piece if anything ever happens to Walker. Warren might take over when back. Oh, he's gonna have to. He's gonna have to. Now, when we talk fantasy football, how efficient is he going to be for the Steelers? They've done this before with Najee, and they've done this before with Walker. And like Walker was like a fringe flex play, even then at best. They're not moving. Neither of these running backs are in RB1, RB2 conversations. Najee, Warren, they are flex conversations at best. And in a lot of my leagues, I have talent that's better than both of them already stashed that I can utilize for flex positions. So to me, the Steelers' backfield is utilized for trade pieces. Hey, I'll trade you Jaylen Warren. Hey, I'll trade you Najee Harris. Or either they are drops for me at this point. You want to be trying to see if you can. I actually just pulled off a trade. Let me see what this joint was. I want to say that Najee was included in it. I want to say it was like Najee and Waddle. Let me see something here. No, it was Kareem Hunt and Waddle. Never mind for David Montgomery, which I smashed so quick. I smashed that joint so damn quick. Um, because yeah, he's gonna crush it. And I put Braylon Allen in the flex for now. Um, I'll see if I can maybe upgrade from Braylon. I want to see if I can upgrade from Braylon somehow. If I'm not able to upgrade from Braylon, I mean, it is what it is. I think that Braylon is gonna, eventually get the tempo going. You know, but we'll see. We'll see. In that league, I'm rocking Josh Allen, David Montgomery, Kenneth Walker, Amari Cooper, Alan Lazard, Terry McLaurin, Pat Fryer, move Christian Kirk, Braylon Allen, Jaden Daniels, Boswell, Packers defense for the week because Minnesota's out on bye. And I have a free bench spot to where I could add. I could play keep away with O'Connell, May, or Rattler. Or I could go out there and I could, the opponent just dropped Antonio Gibson. I'm not in a rush to necessarily have Gibson on my lineup. Or I could grab like a Jerry Jeudy, Quentin Johnson, a Michael Wilson, just to secure a Xavier Legette, just to secure the bench. I feel like I should stash Chubb over Rome. I don't know. Make that, if your league has it set up to where Rome would have to go on waivers first, I would make that move on a Saturday. I'd make that move Saturday. I'd make that move Friday night, to where my opponent's not able to pick up Rome right away and utilize Rome against me. If I'm going to do that, then I'm playing that down to the wire. Just because, like, if you drop Rome right now, they're going to be able to go out and get them. If it's one of those things where they don't go on waivers after being dropped, and they could just automatically add them, I mean, then it kind of is what it is. You can pull the trigger whenever you want. I don't mind Chubb over Rome because you have to be looking at it optimistically of what Chubb is going to do when fully healthy. Need to realize I'm only in deep ass leagues, Robbie. Warren would be worth like 100 fab in my leagues. I doubt that Jalen Warren is going to be worth like 100 fab. But I mean, you could drop 20% of the available budget, on Warren. Let's say you got 200 in fab. I wouldn't spend more than like 20, 30 to bring over Warren. If I got 100, if I'm working with like 100 on fab 10, but I'm not dropping mad fab on Warren. But I mean, you're right. You're in those 14 man, those, et cetera. So the game becomes a little bit different. I could bring Greg Dortch back onto the team because I dropped him. But Jeudy does seem like the better pickup to stash. Bring Jeudy on the team and then package like Jeudy and Amari or like Jeudy and Lazard to like get them the fuck off my team. Bring over something a little bit more powerful at receiver. Because I for damn sure need to upgrade receiver. I need to upgrade receiver. I'm not going to be able to survive with Cooper, Lazard, McLaurin, Christian Kirk. It's tough to make this move. It's tough to make this move of who I grab. I could grab Legette. He logged a full practice. His best game was against the Bengals. I mean, but other than that, his season has been dull. I'll add Jeudy for now because I have the space. Although Michael Wilson is just so tempting. Michael Wilson is so tempting because I know that Kyler is going to be looking his way. He was 5 for 78 against the Niners last week. Alec Pierce is available, and he's wide receiver 22. 28, 16, then 6, then 1.9, then 29. Let's see. 65-yard touchdown dependent type of players. The way I'm looking at Alec Pierce. What are you guys' thoughts on Alec Pierce? I feel like it really comes down to whether or not if Flacco is going to be the QB or not, which feels like it's yet to be determined. See, Flacco is available in the league. My gosh, this man in two starts has already worked his way to fucking QB 30. Oh my gosh. See, if it's Flacco, then I'm picking up Alec Pierce. Should I trade Njoku and Mooney for Kincaid and Addison? Here's the thing with Darnell Mooney. Here's like for real, the thing with Darnell Mooney is like he's actually like he's actually putting up numbers. Like Mooney is actually like doing the damn thing. Heading into this week, wide receiver 15. I'm keeping Mooney. Njoku's the one who can go. But I'm keeping Mooney. Yeah, Flacco hoops wherever he goes. You picked up Josh Downs today. Josh Downs is really going to be a thing if it's Flacco. That's really what it's dependent on. If it's Anthony Richardson, you can't play Josh Downs with confidence at the very least. Apple Cod, what is going on? Hey, what do you think about this trade? Etienne and Madison for Jordan Addison and Kareem Hunt. I'm nervous about Pacheco coming back. I heard 6 to 8 weeks. Let's see here. Etienne and Madison for Addison and Hunt. I love it. I think Hunt has a little bit more stability, whereas Etienne is kind of finding himself in a position to where he is fighting, so to speak, to maintain that position. Whether or not Tank Bigsby can average 9.3 yards per carry is yet to be determined. Usually throughout his career, last season he was averaging 2.3. We haven't seen that Bigsby can be sustainable. It's more of a lightning in a bottle, strikes twice type of thing. So I love the Etienne for Kareem Hunt side. Jordan Madison is outperforming Alexander Madison. So I'm loving that. Also, I got a trade offer for Jonathan Brooks. I give up Dowdle. We just don't know what Jonathan Brooks is going to be at, but my outlook tells me that Brooks is going to be significantly better than what Rico Dowdle is for Dallas. So I would run that trade because of the optimism, whereas I'm more of a skeptic in regards to Dallas's backfield as a whole. Is Wan'Dale worth my flex spot? Yes, absolutely. Obviously, if you have a better option, then the better option is where you're going. But if that's the best option available, then Wan'Dale is beyond earned a flex spot at this moment. Apple Cod, of course, give us a follow. Hit that subscribe button. Throw one of these. Give us a like button. Austin, same. Subscribe to the channel. Give us a like. We greatly appreciate it. You have Bigsby too. Again, my only caution with Bigsby is the ability to maintain the productivity, just because there's not enough data to show that he can maintain that productivity. He's off the injury report. He's going to be good to go for week 6. Carried the ball 13 times for 101 and a TD, while also catching a 28-yard pass. other than that, like other than last week's game where he popped off, there's just not enough to fully support that this is sustainable uh, for Bigsby. Mm, it's really tough. Here, let me see one more thing with Bigsby. Uh, in 17 games last year, had 32.8 fantasy points. Uh, that was he had 50 attempts, 132 rushing yards, averaged 2.6 yards per carry. After following last week's game, heading into last week's game, he was averaging 9.3 yards per carry. After last week's game, it's about 8.3 yards per carry. Got more work in the passing game last year in comparison to this year. Like I said, I just wonder if it's sustainable, but I love that you're grabbing Bigsby. Your name's Robbie, by the way, too. We're amazing people, great names. Pardon the interruption. That we're here for interruptions. What's your input on Texas versus OU coming up? No rush. I'm locked in. Take your time. Texas versus OU is going to be a crazy game. I am impressed with what Texas has been putting out there. That one is going to be tough. That is going to be a knockout, drag out game. This is where OU should really step up and rise to the occasion. But give me Texas all the way in this rivalry. All right. Give me Texas all the way. I trust them a little bit more. I just trust them a little bit more. Hey, I appreciate it, Austin. Thank you. All fun and games until CEH takes over. CEH is not getting any work ever. We're probably never going to see CEH touch the field at all. I'm going to be completely honest. It looks like that he's completely phased out. But I love that you're part of the CH fan club. You're the lone member of that club. It is only you by yourself, Aiden. Hope the occupancy is real nice and real roomy for you. I want to take Beater Biv 120 versus Bavol. To be honest, this should be more of a 50-50 matchup. Both Russians represent our. Oh my gosh, I'm dead. My gosh. That one's going to be a 50-50, though. That is going to be a toss-up of a boxing match. I wouldn't mind throwing 20 on Beater Beef, I wouldn't mind it at all. At plus 120, like you said, it's like a 50-50 matchup. I don't mind that at all. It's gonna be a damn good boxing match. It's gonna be a damn good boxing match for sure. Aiden, what's good? What is good? Just answer some questions, knocking out some questions, making sure we're getting everybody taken care of. I'm over here, tweaking with the lineups and getting trades and stuff together. Big game versus Baltimore. How am I feeling? I'm feeling like that 6.5 is disrespectful as fuck, boy. To have us as a 235 underdog is insane. This is the game of the week. Like, this is the game of the week. I looked at the viewership map and like CBS is pretty much like taking over like the whole Southwest and the East Coast. The whole Southeast, I'm sorry, and the whole East Coast. So I'm excited for it. Battle of the Beltway is going down. Styles make fights, and these two teams have really great styles. You have running quarterbacks that are both also simultaneously efficient with their arms, in both Daniels and Jackson. Rushing attacks where you have this three-headed monster that's developed with McNichols, Weapon X. Then you also got obviously Brian Robinson Jr., who's going to be a fantasy football league winner. And then Austin Eckler, who is just going the fuck off. The man can stretch the field and really gets out into space. It's amazing. I mean, then on the other side of the ball, you got Derrick Henry and Justice Hill, who he could get some work as well. I'm excited. I'm excited. Wash's defense is improving and has been getting better week after week. And you kind of want to see that with a defensive unit, hitting their stride. Whereas the Ravens, their defense has always been stopped. Their defense has always been bad about it. Their defense is that is a staple of their team identity, is their defense. It's going to be an amazing game, but Washington is pulling this off. You dig what I'm saying? Let's go. I'm taking the dogs. Like, I can drop that pick on a Wednesday night because everyone knows I'm already going to pick it. So, like, there's no point in me, like, be like, we're going to wait to give the pick till Friday. No, on that game, I'll give y'all the pick. And that over a 51.5 is so hitting. That over is so hitting. Brother, look, y'all, let me enjoy this. Let me enjoy my team being great finally for once. You dig what I'm saying? We outside. We outside, baby. And we doing the damn thing. We actually got a good team. If we can upset Baltimore has already been through some ups and downs this year. Has been in some close ones this year. If we can upset Baltimore, the league is on notice, and Jaden Daniels is going to be in MVP conversations. Like, that to me, that's undeniable. That you're not going to be able to deny that. If he can beat the former MVP and that Ravens team, could we say potential Super Bowl preview? Like, I feel like that's okay to throw out there. That's not preposterous to say. Let's keep the fantasy questions going. If we can beat Baltimore, you guys can. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, bro. I'm keeping it real. I'm not putting too many expectations on us. I'm not saying we will win. It can happen. That this is our hardest test this season. Every test has gotten harder and harder, and we have rose to the occasion each and every single time. Freaking, we made Deshaun Watson quit on his team last week. That boy in the third quarter walked off on that 4th and 1. He looks so dejected. Bro. He was mentally checked out. My man was walking off more butthurt than leaving a Diddy party at 2 a.m. You must be sick if you're preying on Tank Dell's downfall with no Nico. Nah, definitely not. I want Tank Dell to be successful. I'm just not starting Tank Dell until I can see how that passing attack is going to work out. We got to remember, throughout the whole year, we weren't seeing Dalton Schultz, and then Dalton Schultz suddenly kind of became a thing last week and started getting a little bit more looks with Nico out. So I think that's going to have a little bit of something to rear its head into. And then also we have to factor in is what happens if Joe Mixon suits up this week? Do they tend to maybe run the ball a little bit more, unlike what they've been able to do in the past games since he's been missing? Like I mentioned, do they target the tight end a little bit more? I'm actually checking out that film right now and looking at that. Do they put Xavier Hutchinson out there more so, which it's kind of looking like that could be a thing, to where maybe they utilize Xavier Hutchinson a little bit. Is it a split between Dell and Xavier Hudson at wide receiver, 2 or 3, that, like, those are things that I'm really, really looking at. And then maybe does like Schultz get utilized more of a 2. If there's any week for Tank Dell to help his fantasy value, this is purely fantasy football talk, this is the week. If there is a week to start him, it is this week. But I'm also simultaneously not disappointed if he doesn't go boom. They went to Hutchinson back-to-back plays, last week against Buffalo. Is that more so just because Buffalo had to dictate coverage to Tank Dell? Or, and Hutchinson just kept being the guy getting open? Yet to be determined. It's that one's super super tough how that could work out because it's all about schematics. I mean, every team realistically is about about schematics. Hutchinson 2 for 3, 31 yards last week. So it's not clear whether it's Hutchinson, whether it's Woods, what happens there. I feel like Dell should definitely be the 2. So yeah, Tank Dell's an interesting one. Mixon is just taking a minute to get back. I'm hoping that Mixon is back this week. I'm really, really, really hoping that Mixon is back this week. It's crazy that they did just IR him, and I feel like that would have made things a lot easier for many fantasy managers. I'm hoping that Mixon's back this week. I think there's a chance. I think there's a chance that we get Mixon back this week. Yeah, because I'm needing him. I'm needing him. It looks like that there's okay. So he still has a questionable tag. He didn't officially practice today. Yeah, non-participant, still recovering. Yeah, his status is definitely up in the air. We'll see what happens there. This dude offered me Marvin Harrison Jr. for my Bijan. My other running backs are Pollard, Etienne, Chase Brown. Do I accept? No, because Bijan is clearly the best running back in that room that you have. I don't feel like that you're going to be able to skate by with the other 3. Because the other 3 are performing like 2s at the given moment. So that's kind of where I get off saying that ETN has dropped to RB25. RB26 is what you're kind of looking at for ETN. So ETN can line up in my, ETN or Pollard could easily be my RB1 or 2. Or could easily be my RB2, but Bijan has to be in lineups each and every week. That's a tough situation to be in with all those guys. Honestly, Bijan RB14. So I mean, wait, RB18. Bro, I watched your stream all off season. You weren't expecting much from the Commandos. I know you're enjoying this right now. No, bro, I definitely was not. I was not. I expected us to be middle of the pack, and that's what I was projecting. Not this. No, not this at all. My receivers are Pickens, DK, Scary Terry, Wicks, Worthy, Dell. Looking to make a trade for a stud. I'd be packaging, Worthy, Dell. I'd be packaging Pickens. Pickens can go. They're reportedly lessening his snap shares. They're reportedly lessening his targets because of conduct detriment. So I'm willing to move Pickens. I would pair up, hey man, Nico is out, so I know that you're really needing Tank Dell. Look at what he did last year. This is what he did last year. I'd package up my argument with that, and then I'd be like, yo, here's Pickens. You're getting the stud wide receiver one. A lot of people aren't paying attention to the Pickens in the snap count report. A lot of people are overlooking that right now. So I would try and get away with something like, hey, man, I'm really, really hooking you up here, and I'm really, really helping you. And then I would utilize that to try and bring me back, a stud wide receiver. Hey, yo, man, let me get Drake London off you, man. You see Darryl Mooney's taking all the targets, man. He's now the star. Let me get London off you. Here's a 2. Here's a 2 for 1. I'm giving you Dell, who's going to get all the targets with Nico. I'm giving you Pickens, who's, definitely the wide receiver one in that offense. Let me get Drake London off you. Oh wait, or let me get Mooney off you. I start working shit like that. Hey man, here's a 2-for-1. Let me get Stephon Diggs. That's how I'm having those conversations. You could go for an Ayuk or a Debo. I don't mind that either. Hey man, let me get AJ Brown. I would love it if I could get AJ Brown off of you. Hey dude, let me get Chris Godwin. Let me get Mike Evans. Kind of slithering in, getting my pitch across that way. Those and that's just a name. That's just to name a few targets. A lot of people seem to be willing to listen to moving Amon-Ra St. Brown. A lot of people seem interested in moving CD with the emergence of Tolbert. So you have a lot of different ways that you can kind of work it. And like I said, Adele, packaging Dell, packaging Pickens. I think that you could bring back a stud. Tough spot if Stevenson doesn't suit up. Roschon or Madison? What up, Justin? What's good? It's going to be Madison for me. Zamir White ain't shit. Madison's actually producing in that backfield and outproducing Zamir White. Roschon, we're not seeing it yet. Like DeAndre Swift knows that the Bears had this intention of getting Roschon more involved. And DeAndre Swift said, fuck that. I'm going to turn up for a check. And as soon as Roschon took that attitude, or as soon as DeAndre Swift took that attitude, Roschon kind of became touchdown dependent. Without the touchdowns, Roschon can't really be effective for you. Madison is outpacing White on the ground and even in touchdowns, and actually finds his way to at least get you one touchdown. So I'm going Madison. Yeah, I would package Dell and Pickens, or you could even do Pickens and Worthy, right? And you could utilize the same tactic. Hey man, Rashee Rice is out. I'm gonna give you Xavier Worthy. High power offense with the Kansas City Chiefs. We know that Travis Kelce is who they're going to. We know that Kareem Hunt on the ground. That's what they're looking at. We know that when pieces start going out for that team, they start looking at Justin Watson. Worthy becomes more of a touchdown dependent type of guy, more of a boom or bust type of guy. So maybe you keep Dell and you package Pickens, and Worthy, and you move that. You could get away with it either way and utilize the same tactic either way and bring over a stud. The reason why I say Dell is because once Nico comes back off of IR, Dell's value goes back down because of Diggs. The talent of Diggs and Nico makes it very hard for Stroud to key in on Dell. Dak trusts Tolbert. It's not, I don't think that it's Dak trusts Tolbert. I think that because the ball has to go somewhere, there's no Cooks for a good while, that Tolbert now gets that extra boost. Dak is just having to trust whoever, because outside of CD, there's not really much. So Tolbert has to be effective. Because I love my other receivers, DK. Don't get rid of those guys. Worthy and Dell, you kind of interchange, because they're getting their efficiency and their value comes from injuries taking place. If those injuries don't take place, they don't have the same value. But while they have the value right now, you can move them, and you can get back value in return. Pickens, like I said, you're just setting up that argument, hey, he's the wide receiver one there, So Kyle Pitts is glorified Noah Fant. If you have him, trade him. If you have tight ends, I'm going to use this overall arching philosophy with tight ends, period. So first off, with tight ends, you need to be okay with your tight end being good enough, just good enough to get you about 8 fantasy points per week. That's the floor for tight ends, okay? If you're getting 8, cool. You're not losing your matchup because of your tight end. Like, just when I look around at teams and, doing so many of these, throughout 2024, so I'm noticing that commonality, okay? But what I'm noticing is that because tight end is such a wasteland, I can move a tight end and bring back a stud if I persuade the person, if I word and articulate my argument the proper way enough. So tight ends are completely and totally tradable. Like, obviously, like, if you start getting into the realm of like, oh, like, I'm gonna bring over Mark Andrews, like, don't do shit like that, But like that, like, yeah, tight ends definitely tradable. You can move Kyle Pitts, especially after him getting some work last week. Yo, Robbie, if I add Madison, I gotta drop Warren, Minnesota's defense, or Juju. I am willing to drop Jaylen Warren at this point. The Steelers' rushing attack isn't it. Like, is Warren typically 9 times out of 10 a better addition to your fantasy team than like Najee? Is Warren more efficient than Najee? Yes, especially when we start getting into middle of October, November. You could come back and get Warren. You could come back and grab Warren off of waivers. Like, I don't want you getting rid of Minnesota's defense. They're the number 1 defense, whatever. Juju is going to be probably a focal point moving forward from what we saw last week with Rice being out. So I'm okay with hanging on to Juju. Warren becomes the odd man out in that. Madison's giving me production right now. Warren's not giving me production probably for another week or 2. I don't have time to wait on that. I need wins this week. I need wins right now. We just got shut out by the Habs. With this, well, I can't even say that. Monumental. You know what? I give up. That was the best win I ever seen from the Cowboys in a while. You guys pull that off with 20 seconds left. That was luck. What they went through, it was penalties, bonehead play calling. Exactly. That's why I'm like, Detroit's gonna whoop y'all's ass. You should have lost to Pittsburgh. Like, your wins, Dallas's wins this week could have easily resulted in loss, or wins this season can easily result in the losses, except for week 1. I picked up Kraft and so happy. I love that you got Tucker Kraft. For real. Hurricane game doesn't count. I'm dead. 0-1 season's over. Chell just started. Relax, Brev. Relax, dude. Let me just check a couple of things. Said, can we play with the stars? Make sure y'all hit that like button and share the content. 6 likes. Okay, let's go. We could be a little bit better. You dig what I'm saying? Like, we could do a little bit better. Dodgers up 3-0. Let's get it. I want that series. I want that series to run. Man, running it up this year. Dodgers lose game 4. Yeah, right. You're just being a hater. Last guy to beat Alex Pereira in kickboxing. Got a series contract. Nice. League is finished. Yo, shout out to Utah Hockey Club getting a win last night. Getting the Dubski. Utah was those fans were lit. From what I saw on X this morning. Mm-mm-mm. The Ethernet cable. Clayton Keller, first captain. Let's see. We got a couple more minutes to run it up, chat. Get those questions in if you got questions, so on and so forth. Yo, shout out to TikTok. What we got 40 new followers in a day. 40 in a day. So that's really cool, man. I want to shout out a lot of them. Big ups. Thank y'all for showing love and joining in. During that TikTok joint. Yo, the TikToks, the TikTok lives are bananas. Like complete and total, just insanity, brev. Insanity, brev. Like it's that platform's really been going up for us. Dropped a Devontae Adams clip that Leafs chopped up earlier today. Be sure to go give that joint a like. Run up the likes on that. We're at 991 followers, so we'll probably hit 1K mañana. We'll probably hit 1K before the game tomorrow. We just running it up. We doing our thing. Having fun with this content thing. It's been like a really damn good year for content this year. If you don't watch the Contender Series, fake UFC fan, I catch it whenever. I definitely try and catch it whenever I can. But during football season, it's like difficult because I have to do a million different things for you guys. Between watching film, getting show sheets together, helping the graphics guys, Mike and Gator and everything like that. So start Hurts or Baker this week. Baker's having one hell of a year, so it's really hard to say to be like, oh, don't start Baker Mayfield. It's really hard. Baker's QB4, QB3, QB4, depending on where you look. So yeah, I'm going to say Baker over Hurts, even though Hurts has his weapons back. Okay, Hurts does have his weapons back. I just want to see how things work out with the weapons being back. We need to figure out is Jalen broken? Has Jalen just been missing his weapons and that's why he's been broken? Is something wrong with the play calling? You got to play Baker, bro. Baker, big playmaker. TikTok lives be hella raised. Everyone's super chill in mine. We only talk football. We only talk about football. Yeah, it's on same time as the Goons. I understand if you miss. Yeah. Like during football season, this is like really my main focus. Like I'm not even watching my Dodgers right now because I'm making sure that like we get lineups taken care of, and everyone is set, everyone is straight. Now, don't get me wrong, I am this live. I am watching the Dodgers. But this is way more important. You guys have, trophies that you're competing for, bragging rights that you're competing for. Some of you guys have money on the line that you're competing for. And there's nothing better than winning money than getting money. So yeah, we're gonna make sure that this is priority. Big ups to all the ex viewers. Y'all can come over here and drop a subscribe. Y'all can come over here and show some love. Check out the YouTube channel. I mean, I promise we're lit. I promise we're lit over here. We do fantasy football in a way that you may have never seen. Like for real. We do things different here. We got about 5 minutes left. About 5 minutes, make sure that we're still pumping everything out. Today was a good day, a day full of fantasy questions. Anybody got anything else that they're worried about with their lineups? So can't we play with the stars tonight? Just wait till the morning light. I have so many lineups that I got to go through tonight with a bunch of different moves and stuff happening. Now is where like you really start getting critical about the moves that you're gonna make, because you don't want to be dropping anyone that's going to make anyone better, but you don't want to go out there take an L because of bye weeks, but you may have to, because if you got 20 players on bye at once and it's just like, well, you know what, fuck it, like I'm going to lose anyways. Like now is a time where you really have to become calculated with what you do with your fantasy lineups. Yo, Jabril Peppers off the Yay was just crazy. That joint, bro. They said that man was strapped up. They said he got into an altercation. Yeah, Jabril Peppers ruined his career, dog. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. We have all had some wild evenings. We have all had some wild weekends. But that one's the wildest joint ever. No, I ain't throwing out that word, bro. I ain't throwing out that word just because that word is used in the form of like racism and stuff by like news media and everything. I don't get off in all that. I'm not into that. Not in that. That's not a Robbie thing. And shit. Like I had a crazy weekend, made some mistakes. He's like, jokes, don't cancel me. Nah, you good. It's me. We gotta worry about getting canceled. But no, I mean, we all had some crazy weekends. I'm not making any excuses or anything. I'm not condoning the behavior, but that's all I'm gonna say is, bro had a wild one and clearly did not think before acting. All right, so that's everything up to the minute. Feel free to go back at the beginning and check out some of the news I talked about. May starting, Rattler starting, Aiden O'Connell starting. We're still waiting to find out what's going to happen with Flacco. If it's going to be Flacco starting, Flacco is worth a roster spot. If it's going to be Flacco starting, may need to be having a conversation if Flacco is a better, play than your starting QB, depending on what that situation may be. If it's going to be Anthony Richardson, I'm worried about starting any Colts players. Just because Anthony Richardson doesn't help their efficiency, whereas we already know that Flacco greatly helps that team's efficiency. Battle of the Beltway is going to be going down. Going to be an exciting matchup. Game of the week for damn sure. And yeah. Other than that, go rewatch Goal Line Goons, because that has a lot of good information in it that we talked up yesterday. And keep running up the content. Feel free to leave us on a screen running and mute it. All that watch time, all the likes, that stuff helps the algorithm, and it helps the algorithm push it out to more people. Tomorrow night, Thursday Night Football live. Make sure you guys tune in. That's going to be going down. That's going to be exciting. We're going to be doing the Niners. Niners. What is that? Yeah, Niners Seattle. So Thursday night divisional matchup. I feel like this is going to be actually a fairly good, Thursday night game. Niners go out there and score a lot of points. Seahawks can go out there and compete with the best of them. So that one's going to be fun. Other than that, love you guys. Appreciate you guys. I'll be on live TikTok tomorrow afternoon to help with lineups. Cheers to me. Cheers to you. All the Rumboyz and girls want to do. Dilly dilly. I love and appreciate you guys. And other than that, we out of here. Like, comment, subscribe. Run the algorithm for me. Arrrr.
Holy shit.